No, I don't think that I don't know what interest Bank of America had, and I don't know what interest they do have. Obviously, had the house went to auction, it would not have gone for the 160 that they had wanted on the sale there, and maybe there would have been reasons that they would want that, get the house at a lower rate so they can get money and get funding back from other entities. There's so many different things, but we know that multiple times all we were told was either nothing or your paperwork's expired. They would say that we, Bank of America, are waiting for Freddie Mac's approval, but in the meantime your paperwork expired, so give us more paperwork. Well, why do we need Freddie Mac? Well, they're your investor. Really? Because you just said our investor doesn't participate in HAFA, which is on another letter I have, but the website says Freddie Mac does participate in HAFA, so which one is it? And when you would ask them something like that, it would be like, oh, I don't know, that's not my department. I'll have to get back to you, or something else. And there's no follow through, and you cannot contact anybody for the most part through any kind of system. It has to be dealt with in the beginning with the loan mod, it had to be dealt with the paralegals, and then as we moved to the HAFA, it had to be dealt with only with the real estate agent. So myself as the homeowner, knowing exactly what's going on, could not talk to a person, let alone meet somebody face to face. Because in between those two entities too, there was also Loan Resolution Corporation, who would send us $50, $60 worth of materials that they spent, and they were all multiple copies of the same thing. Telling us the same thing over and over and over again. And you would talk to those people and they would say again the same line, oh, you don't match the 31% rule, you just don't fit. And come to find out it's a lie, according to the Treasury Department. And every resource we went to, and everybody, yeah, that's the way it is. That's not supposed to be a consideration. And their own president at the time put a comment into the article saying the same thing. It's going to help people get closure. Well, it doesn't. So yeah, it's just a spin. It just seems like they want to just keep rolling people around until they give up or they get what they want. In my estimation, what they most likely seem to want is to auction your house, get money back from the government or housing or somebody, and then come after you for the deficiency so that they can make money on all sides, as opposed to helping people out of the situations that we all know who started the situation in the first place. It wasn't just the people who bought houses, it was the people who created the loans and the people who sold the houses. So there's no culpability, and the newest deal where they're supposed to pay back millions of dollars to whatever, I found the number of somebody I could talk to who was supposed to ensure that BofA helped people out. And as soon as I started to get the number, I recognized it was a Bank of America number. So you have to contact somebody internally, Bank of America, to get help with getting what you're owed by Bank of America. So, and nobody wants to acknowledge it. Nobody wants to deal with it. Everybody just wants to, shovel it under and sweep it away. And you don't see these kinds of things on the news for various reasons. You don't get to hear about it. They don't want you to hear about it. And most people, after 2 years, most people wouldn't last that long.
Yeah. They just give up.
Yeah.
They roll over.
It's easier to give up and add more debt, but why? If you qualify for something that the government says, hey, help these people out, then you should get the help that you qualify for. If you don't qualify, then fine. If you do, you should get that help, and they should be there to help, which they're not.
How many times would you say during this process you were told you did not qualify for something you actually did qualify for?
At least 15 to 20 times. I mean, we have names, everybody. We wrote down all the names between here with the paralegals and the real estate agent and myself. There's so many different people. And up at Raoul Labrador's office, they have a list of people they spoke with, trying to cut through some strings and get to higher level people and stuff. And all of that came after my contract came that said you qualify. So Bank of America can say you qualify, And then LRC in the middle will tell you, no, you don't qualify because your servicer, Freddie Mac, doesn't participate. This is HAFA from Freddie Mac. What do you mean they don't participate? Well, there's certain criteria, you know, if you have to have lived in the house recently in the last 6 months. No, that's a lie too. They got rid of that aspect too. Your house can be vacant for a year. Now what? So every single time they would say that, we would give them the truth.
It sounds to me like every time they give you a reason and then you prove them wrong,
Yeah.
they just go on to something else.
Yeah, they go to something else.
And then when they've expired all of those, they seem to kind of go back to the top
Yeah.
and say, you know what, we didn't get your paperwork.
Yep.
Is that true?
That's true. And if you're doing it via email, they'll just stop emailing you.
Just cut that
Yeah.
off. Right.
Or if you call, you'll never get through the person.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just ring. Ring. One of the people at BofA was on the phone on a three-way call with my real estate agent trying to get somebody at LRC, which she had done with me, which was complete fun because I could just sit back and chuckle while they kept hanging up on her. And she ran into the same thing. They would not give her a phone number. And she is a representative at Bank of America trying to get some information with the real estate agent. And he had gone through it already. And he just basically did the same thing on a three-way call, just listened and chuckled as she had to go through a tree system of basically nothing revolving you around and then get off the phone and the agent's talking to her and she's like, wow, I guess there's nobody I can talk to. And that's her response as a representative for Bank of America. So what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know, so.